This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Monday morning to you. It is a numbers game at VSiN, the sports betting network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, and of course, Sirius XM channel 158. It's Gil Alexander on a Monday guessing lines with my little buddy Kelly Bidlin, everybody.
Hey, how we doing?
How you doing?
Good weekend. NFL betting could have gone better, Gil.
Yeah.
But we got 3 hours to break that down.
Yeah, we sure do. Guessing lines, for those who don't know, again, our weekly activity, interactive. I hope you do it on your own as we're doing it, to try to extract value in the upcoming week's NFL lines as we go through yesterday's games. I take a stab at what I think next week's lines might be. Kelly tells me what they are. And within that exercise, we look to find some value. Adam Burke will join us a little later on as he gets to decide what dinner location he wants me to take him to for our Guardians bet.
Officially done?
Officially done. He's the winner. Guardians aren't officially done. That's a whole baseball story that we have to get into also with him. I texted him on Saturday. I'm like, you know what? Tip of the cap at this point. I hope they do ridiculously great things.
Yeah, what a run.
Though they did lose yesterday, but we will talk to Adam about that a little later on. We'll do it all. Guessing lines, as always with the guessing lines, we start with a sort of barometer read, courtesy of Circa Survivor, where we had our first two games of any kind of magnitude go against the pool of Circa Survivor players. That, of course, being the losses from the Green Bay Packers against the Cleveland Browns and the Atlanta Falcons getting trounced by the Carolina Panthers. Boy, was I wrong about that one, ATS. My God. And those also took, by the way, 1,817 Survivor entries on the Packers, 1,179 on the Falcons. Even 10 Grandissimos got knocked out, 8 and 2 respectively from those two teams.
Going to feel that one a bit more over in Grandissimo than regular Survivor. Oof.
And as I said on Twitter yesterday, and as Circa tweeted, it has begun, right? This has finally begun. Now, if we go through the historicals, now I understand we have one more game tonight. So this is one game shy. Does anybody have the Ravens or the Lions tonight?
I'm on the Ravens.
No, I'm talking about Survivor.
Oh.
I'm not talking about you, Kelly. Relax. Yes, there are
like 3 hours of that, Gil.
Just relax for a second. We're doing a Survivor bit. So some people do have the Ravens tonight in Survivor. So one game shy of the end of, week 3 of the 2025 Survivor history. A grand total of 20, now with those two big losses yesterday leading the way, 26.05% of all Circa Survivor entries are out. But if we do the historicals of the 6-year Survivor arc here at Circa, it is still the lowest percentage ever through 3 weeks. Just barely lower than the 28.5% that were out through 3 weeks the second year of this back in 2021. Last year, remember at this time, Kelly, 95.5% were gone. Last year will never be topped. Last year was insane. Last year there was only 642 out of 14,266 left after 3 weeks. And remember, that group then got super stagnant the rest of the way. It was actually 98% after week 5, something like that. And then they went the distance. You know, they got to the end. So here,
I just remember us doing the updates it was crazy these first few weeks. And then the updates every week. It's like, well, 2 people are out or something like that.
But even with those two, the Packers and Falcons yesterday, this is still the lowest percentage of Survivor entries gone through 3 weeks in the 6-year history of Circa Survivor. Congratulations to all who've gotten through. Darnell, do we have Beyonce? She's always around when we don't need her. No? Not around yet? Okay.
Oh, she might be. Right. She's just getting ready for the show.
Survivor is the only thing that provides joy in the NFL because you got all the entries through again, but it's like the other stuff.
It was the only thing that went well for me. Seahawks Survivor, betting was a disaster yesterday. Millions was a disaster. Survivor, thank God for the Seahawks.
I had the Rams plus 3.5 in millions, and I had bets on it, so that was fun. We'll get to that. The worst beat of the entire National Football League season. Shall we begin?
Let's do it.
Guessing lines. All right. By the way, you know what you didn't ask me?
What?
The actual intrinsic value of each Survivor entry now.
Oh, you know why? You know what? You know why I don't think I thought to ask? Because Danny Higgins ran the numbers this morning, so I already know.
Oh, what is it?
Yeah.
What did he come up with?
1,300 something?
1352.26. Chop it. All right, what's Thursday?
Call me up. Who wants percentage?
What's Thursday night?
Thursday night, a battle out west in the NFC. Seahawks at the Cardinals.
Oh, 2-2-1 teams.
Should be a fun one.
One of these teams, barring a tie, is going to be 3-1.
Yeah.
Wow. That is interesting. They feel like a 3-1 team to you, one of these two teams?
No, not at all.
Seattle, easy peasy for the most popular Survivor play for those of us. This was about as cakewalky as it gets. May they all be that easy in Survivor. The only thing you need to know is the first half stuff. New Orleans 4th and 2 against Seattle yesterday at the Seattle 45. Rattler overthrows Kamara downfield. Seattle from their own 45. Darnold to Jackson, Smith, and Jigba for 29. The big chunk eventually to Smith and Jigba for 12. 7-0 Seattle. First 5 minutes and change of the first quarter. Then New Orleans 3-and-out when a Tuchus-Bush Kelly got flagged for a false start. Remember how they said, hey, watch the Eagles, and that Tuchus-Bush, they're false starting. Of course, when the Eagles do it, they didn't call the false start.
Yeah.
Here's New Orleans on the other side of the country getting called for it, false start. The Tuchus-Bush.
They need all the help they can get.
And then Kai Kroger goes out to punt, and Torrey Horton returns at 95 yards to the house, 14-0 Seattle halfway through the first. Then another 3-and-out. Kroger punt blocked this time, recovered by Jalen Ford. Seattle takes over the New Orleans 11. Darnold cut for 8 to Walker in himself from 3. 21-0. We're still in the first quarter. Then New Orleans 4th and 4th to Seattle 9, down 21-0. Kelly, we're late first quarter. We're early second quarter. Pardon me. You kick a field goal here, down 21-0.
Oh boy,
4th and 4th to Seattle 9.
Yeah, I was. Look, I'm not going to judge. It was still early in the game. I would have gone for it though. I was sitting there thinking, man, this is going to get out of hand quick. You kicking field goals.
Krupe, 27-yard field goal, 21-3. And then Seattle, Derek Young returns a kickoff 60 yards. Sets up Seattle at the New Orleans 38. Second play, Darnold, A.J. Barner for 23. Then to Horton in the end zone. Touchdown for 14 out, 28-3. Later, it would get to 25-3. By the way, when it was 28-3 Seattle, so let's just review. This is all you need to know about this game. 28-3 Seattle. Mm-hmm. At that point in the game, remember, we had a punt return for a touchdown, a punt block that set up Seattle. What else did I just talk about here? We also had the kickoff return for 60 yards. You know how much total offense they had up? 28-3? 78 yards.
Yep.
That's all they needed. Later, it would be 35-3 when New Orleans 4th and 2 at the Seattle 33 decides to kick a 52-yard field goal. Really? You're down 28-3 and it's 4th and 2?
I mean, that one...
At the Seattle 33?
That one's more egregious to me.
You're right. It is more egregious. By the way, Grupe then goes ahead and misses the 52-yarder wide right, serves right, and then Myers sticks a 56-yarder, 38-3. It'd be 38-6 at the half. And that last field goal for New Orleans to make it from 38-3 to 38-6 allowed the Saints to avoid the worst first-half deficit in franchise history. Wow. Final score 44-13. You know the rest. Doesn't matter. And then there's Arizona against against San Francisco yesterday. This game was the only thing you need to know about the second half in this game. 6-3 San Francisco. This is the third quarter. Arizona on a drive during which James Conner appears to have blown out his knee. That was another theme from yesterday.
Ugh.
Just catastrophic injuries. Conner carted off. Next play, Harrison Jr. wide open. This is the first drive for Arizona in the second half, down 6-3. Next play, Harrison Jr. wide open for what would have been a big play. He straight drops it.
Whoops.
Eventually, 4th and 4th to San Francisco 49. Kyler to Michael Wilson for 5. They get a big 29-yard run from Trey Benson 2 plays later. And then 3 plays later, 3rd and 5 to the San Francisco 9. Kyler to Amari DeMarcado. He's just going to walk into the end zone, drops it. Forced to settle for a Ryland 28-yard field goal, 6-6. So let's review. They lose James Conner for the season, as it appears. And they have 2 just straight drops in that drive. 6-6. San Francisco, Mac Jones. Then the Niners, after he tweaks his foot, they get it to 1st and goal at the 6. 3 from Brian Robinson Jr., 2 from McCaffrey. Then McCaffrey stuffed. What do you do here at the doorstep? 6-6. You go for it or you kick a field goal?
Going for it.
I do too. Jones incomplete, intended for McCaffrey. Big hit on that play. Then after an Arizona 3-and-out, Murray comes about a half yard away from intentional grounding in the end zone, by the way there. Still 6-6 game. San Francisco set up at the Arizona 48, 4th and 2 at the Arizona 40 eventually. Jones goes deep to Pearsall for 34. What a catch. 2 plays later, back to Juszczyk from 2 out. 13-6 San Francisco, 10:50 left. Arizona all of a sudden. Hey, we're allowed to score touchdowns? You just did one? We'll do one. Kyler to Harrison Jr. for 32 to start. 2 plays later, 33-yard PI. 2 plays after that, Kyler to Trey McBride from 2 out, 13 apiece. 8:37 left. And then San Francisco from their own 28 to the Arizona 36, 3rd and 5. Mack, Aaron throw picked by Dadrion Taylor-Demerson. And it looks like Arizona's in control, but it's a 3 and out. San Francisco takes over with 3:29 left from their own 6. Tie game, 13 apiece. 2nd and 10 from their 6. They hold in the end zone. Arizona gets the safety, and remember, San Francisco has to kick away. 15-13 Cardinals, and they have the ball with their own 35 with 3:10 left. They're going to preserve the victory, right? Nope. Punt when Zay Jones can't hang on to a 3rd down pass from Kyler, just squirts out. And San Francisco from their own 20 with 1:46 left. The Mac Jones show. Mac to Tongas for 11, to Sky Moore for 10, to Bourne for 7, to Bourne for 11, to McCaffrey for 20. Pinheiro, 35-yard field goal at the buzzer, right down the pipe. Niners win it, 16-15. Seattle at Arizona. I'd say, you know what, this won't be a knee-jerk 3 on the Cardinals, but because of Connor, I'll say Arizona minus 2.5.
Opened 2.5 at a couple shops. We are Cardinals 1.5 everywhere right now.
Okay.
Which I think sounds right.
That's about right.
I don't know if we'd go full half point for Connor, but man, me and you have talked about it all. We talked about it a bunch during the offseason. One of the more underrated backs in the NFL to me. James Conner, is so reliable.
8 touchdowns a year.
Yeah, like everybody thought he was going to drop off these years in Arizona, and he's just continued to be productive. Like that's a concern for me with this team going forward for sure.
All right, looking for value. National Football League, what a nutty day. We bet on this stuff, by the way. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. Coming back on a numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
If you're serious about football betting, VSiN's got your weekend game plan. Fridays at 7 p.m., it's the Circa Friday Football Invitational. Saturday morning, VSiN's college football tailgate show at 9 a.m., breaking down matchups, props, and big-time bets. Later that night, join the football contest show as the sharpest betting minds give you their picks for Sunday's game. And Sunday at 9 a.m., lock in with Mitch and Pauly on VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show. Your final stop before kickoff. Check out the full lineup at VSiN.com and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
So, Pauly, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole 9, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
Coming up on the next edition of Follow the Money, recap the entire weekend of action, NFL and college football. We'll preview a great Monday night game, Ravens and Lions. Nick Whalen will join the show. He'll give out his prop bets and recap of Week 3. Likewise with Warren Sharp and what he saw over the weekend. Follow the Money, 4 to 7 Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Now Sirius XM Channel 158. Check out the website for all the betting tools and analysis, or go get the VSiN Watch app.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
The NFL season is rolling, and every snap brings new opportunities. Make sure you've got the edge with VSiN Pro. Right now, you can save 40% on our football season special with a numbers game, promo code ANG. Is that promo code, Kelly?
ANG as in a numbers game, Gil.
You'll get VSiN Pro access to everything we do across every sport from now through the Super Bowl. That means daily best bets plus a leaderboard of our top experts. Real-time DraftKings and Circa betting splits updated every 5 minutes. Proven betting systems and pro tools at VSiN.com. 24/7 video replays and live breakdowns on the VSiN Watch app. Don't wait. Lock in 40% off today with promo code ANG at VSiN.com/subscribe. That's VSIN.com/subscribe.
For everybody listening, watching, too, thank you as always. Heard Jensen Lewis this morning, though, bring up that their show was going to smash every other show on the network, Gil, about new signups. So get out there, do your part for a numbers game, okay? Steal your wife's credit card or something like that and sign up a few extra. Do whatever you can, okay?
That's right. And they have a 5,000 affiliate advantage over the rest of the show.
That's right. They just got a brand new fancy TV audience, and we're still going to smash them, okay? Numbers game army, let's go.
David and Goliath, baby.
Coming for you, J. Lou. I see you talking trash.
Put him in his place.
Yeah.
We get tweets at Beating the Book. Mike Boreali. Gil, I heard another football cliche yesterday from a college coach commenting on an opposing running back.
I heard a couple good ones.
He said he runs behind his pads as opposed to what? I love that. Runs behind his pads. I love when they run behind their pads. Brandon Fear, I know this will come up on Guessing Lines. Last year, the Chiefs won a bunch of one-score games. This year, the Eagles have done the same, yet are they a super team? It's funny how different perspectives are. No answer needed, just the NFL. Love the show and pod. Thank you, Brandon Fear. Tenalach. Down in Australia. I wonder if he's an Adelaide.
I like no answer needed. Is like we don't have the answers. It's the NFL. It's just the NFL being the NFL.
Tenalach says we can all do without Collinsworth's sexy Dexy from last night and ridiculous gushing of Dart replicating Mahomes at training camp. Just stop, or in practice he means. Just stop it. Rams beat an all-time gut punch, but like the sadists we are, we're looking for value on a Guessing Lines. Absolutely we are. James Fraction. Hey, Gil, it's James Fraction. I like that when people do that. James Fraction, they go, hey, Gil, it's James Fraction.
That's nice.
We talked for a few minutes at Circa a few days before the Week 1 games. Yes, I remember. Nice to meet you, James. He says, I'm back on X. My next post is for today's show, if you could fit it in. His next post is, the finish to that Rams game is why I missed teasers and legal books. It was a perfect Bidlin teaser leg to plus 10.5 when it opened plus 4.5. Terrible for any Rams backers yesterday.
Yeah. The problem with the Bidlin teaser, though, is everything was paired with the Packers, so yeah.
Kelly Bidlin, everybody.
Bloodbath.
Brian Morian, a lot of value in college football, though. Again, Kelly went 2-1, getting there with UNLV and Washington. Tough break with the late safety losing Auburn. Oh, Auburn was its unique, special kind of bad beat.
Yeah, that stunk.
As we talk about the Rams, Auburn's like, hey, we're here.
I had 7 on the game, so at least it was a push, but that stunk.
Last one for now. We're way behind on the tweets already. Bobby Geddes, who says I mispronounced his name but prefers me mispronouncing it. He says, was very sad this morning, realized I couldn't watch Guessing Lines while in Italy. But wait, I then remembered the VSiN Watch app. Let's ride. However, with my luck this weekend, I'll probably fumble my phone into the water like my Patriots. Yeah.
What a flex. I see that flex, Bobby. I see it.
Nicely done, Bobby. I see what you did there. Okay, let's move on.
Who was it? Aaron Gordon last week I was texting you about on NBA Today, just on the back of his yacht in Italy, being like, it was his birthday. He was drunk. He had a beer in his hand.
Poor Malika.
Doing an interview with Malika, and it was like,
through
it was just one of those, it definitely sounded like a better idea as an idea before he actually started doing it. And then he started doing the interview, and it was like, oh boy.
It's a good life for those NBA players.
Yeah, that NBA money's good. Yeah. Pretty good. You want to go to Ireland?
Let's go to Ireland.
6:30 a.m. Pacific time this Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Dublin, Ireland, Vikings versus the Steelers.
Why do you kids say verse? What happened to verses? Why you guys know that it's verses? I noticed that thing. You know who I?
It's a good call out.
You know who was the first person who did that all the time? Danielle. Danielle used to be
really?
Verse all the time. Yeah. Minnesota.
I usually go at, but I had to throw in the VS because we're not at. We're in Dublin.
Is another game between 2-2-1s. The Vikings and the Steelers. One of these teams, barring a tie, will be 3-1. Good God.
Yeah, good God.
Vikings willing to go through the first half of this because it wasn't it was just as ridiculous as the Seattle first half, though. From a defensive standpoint, Minnesota doing its damage, not in special teams. 7-0 Minnesota early, then Cincinnati 2nd-9 at the Minnesota 29 after they matriculated. Browning under duress throws it up, picked by Isaiah Rodgers. 89 yards to the house, 14-0 Minnesota. Oh, Isaiah Rodgers was not done. 17-3 now. Vikings. 1st and 10 at the Minnesota 36. Browning to Noah Fant for 2. Punched out by Isaiah Rodgers. Gets up, recovers it. 66 to the house. Second touchdown of the game for Isaiah Rodgers. 24-3 Minnesota. Closing minutes of the second quarter. 1:47 left. But Cincinnati, second play of the next drive. Browning to Jamar. Punched out by Isaiah Rodgers. Recovered by Jeff Okudah.
Pretty good game.
He had a season and a half.
Yeah, he really did.
In one half, he had a whole season of forcing turnovers. Recovered by Jeff Okudah. Minnesota from their own 48 with 1:21 left. Carson Wentz to Jefferson for 36. 2 plays later, Jordan Mason in from 5. It was 31-3. With 33 seconds, you figure, okay, 31-3, that's the end of the half, right? 33? Nope. Cincinnati first play, Pirine tackled by Jalen Redmond, fumbles. Jonathan Allen recovers. Minnesota at the Cincinnati 47 with 20 seconds left in the half. 3 yards net. Will Reichert, 62-yard field goal, good. 34-3. Final score would be 48-3. Excuse me, 48-10. They got a garbage touchdown. Did the Bengals. I mean, come on. By the way, you know what the total yards in this game was? We talked about when Seattle was up. They only had 78 total yards of offense when they were up 28-3.
I mean, no, but Minnesota couldn't have had too much because of all the turnovers.
144-99 at the half in total yards. That's all you needed. As far as Pittsburgh's concerned, Pittsburgh-New England, this is one of the games that sort of, I don't know how much people saw of this if they were trying to take an NFL yesterday. Wasn't exactly a barn burner. New England, after Drake May threw a would-be pick to Chuck Clark that he dropped. 1st and 10 on 36. Ramondre hit by Cole Holcomb, fumbles. Darius Slay recovers after a PI set up at the own 46. A drive featuring 6 straight Jalen Warren rushes. Kenneth Gainwell in from 7-0 Pittsburgh. Next time they got the ball, they went 90 yards at the Steelers. Rodgers to DK from 12 out, 14-0 Pittsburgh. Early second quarter, you figured, is this going to be a rout? Nope. New England, 77 yards, made a Hunter Henry from 5 out, 14-7. And then later in the half, and this is where it gets ridiculous for New England, because the story of this game, right? We had a special team story with Seattle. We had a defensive story with Minnesota. The story of this game is New England's turnovers. Down 14-7 late first half, late second quarter. 3rd and goal to Pittsburgh 2, 12 seconds. May picked in the end zone by Brandon Echols. So Pittsburgh staves him off there with a pick. Then first time Pittsburgh gets the ball in the third quarter, Rodgers is picked over the middle by Robert Spillane, and he returns at 37 yards. New England set up at the Pittsburgh 11. Remember, they just got stopped at the 2 with a pick the last time they had the ball. This time they start at the 11. To Henry for 9, down to the 2 again. 2nd and 1 from the 2. Ramondre hit by Patrick Queen. He fumbles. Recovered by Peyton Wilson for Pittsburgh. Next time New England gets the ball, set up at their own 46, 3rd play, 1st and 10 at the Pittsburgh 43. Antonio Gibson, tackled by Jabril Peppers. Fumbles. Recovered by Peppers. Next time New England gets the ball, this time they do go 88 yards, including a 4th and 1 in Pittsburgh territory where Trevion Henderson got 2, but Pittsburgh committed an illegal use of hands penalty anyway. 5 plays later, May to Henry from 16 out, and despite 3 horrific turnovers, 2 at the doorstep, we're tied at 14 apiece early fourth quarter. New England will get the ball back, tie game, start at their own 18. They get it to 4th and 1 at the Pittsburgh 40. May for 7. Next play, 1st and 10 at the Pittsburgh 33 with 7:48 to go. You guessed it. May sacked by Nate Herbig, fumbles, recovered by TJ Watt. Then, of course, Pittsburgh says, okay, enough of these. If we can't take advantage of 4 turnovers and win the game, my God. 62 yards, Rodgers to Calvin Austin, back shoulder from 17 out. Nice pass by Aaron. 21-14 Pittsburgh with 2:16 left. New England with the ball. Matriculate. 4th and 1 at the Pittsburgh 28 with 1:06 left. They need 7 to tie. May to Demario Douglas, right at the sticks, takes a step back to try to create space, make a move, tackled by Brandon Nichols well behind the sticks. New England with only 1 timeout, 1:03 to go. They couldn't do anything. Ball game. I mean, +4 in turnovers for the Steelers. +4. 5 total turnovers for the Patriots, just 1 for the Steelers. That's your ball game. Pittsburgh wins that one. Minnesota at Pittsburgh in Dublin. I thought about this. Is there anything else but a pick 'em? Because I really don't know what we have in the Steelers, again, based on New England's turnovers. I really don't know what we have with the Vikings based on their defensive win yesterday. Carson Wentz, by the way, looks better than J.J. McCarthy did. I'll say that. It's a pick 'em.
2 good coaching staffs. So that's all I can say about these teams.
Neutral location, yeah.
Because, I don't know how good either one of these teams are. Like you said, one of them is going to be 3-1. You're basically right, Gil. We have taken Minnesota money since open. I saw on open both Shops open both the Vikings and the Steelers 1-point favorite. Either way, it's now kind of consensus over the Vikings side of this. So Vikings 1.5 to 2-point favorites out there.
Let it get to 3 either way. It's the only way I'm making a play here. Want no part of this game.
Man, I think I would need either. I think I would even need 3 and a hook to get involved. I don't know that I'm picking either side with 3.
Do you think this is the beginning of the international swing of games, right? Vikings have 2 in a row here, right?
Yeah.
Then they go to England.
London next week.
They go to London next week. I think that's a Tottenham game, if I'm not mistaken. And then the Jaguars do their London thing at Wembley because they're the official home team of London, England, of course. Do these international games do it for you at all after all these years?
No.
I don't.
Not really.
Do you even get up for the kickoff?
Yeah, usually.
I try to.
But it helps that we wake up so early regularly.
Right. That's the only way. Looking for value. We'll get to stateside Sunday games next on a numbers game right here at VSiN.
There's no better time to join VSiN Pro. Right now, get started for just $9.99 for your first 30 days or save 50% off with an annual subscription. As a Pro user, you'll get our newly updated NFL betting guide, as well as the college football betting guide, the ultimate playbook packed with expert picks, team previews, and best bets. Plus, you'll unlock exclusive features like real-time betting splits, daily best bets, and full access to the VSiN Watch app. Don't miss out. Head to VSiN.com/subscribe and join us on the Sports Betting Network. Get your edge this season with VSiN's College Football Betting Guide, exclusive to VSiN Pro subscribers. It's packed with 136 team previews, preseason top 25 rankings, and best bets from our experts. Pro subscribers also get the NFL Betting Guide, daily best bet emails, exclusive splits, and full access to our premium betting tools. Sign up now at VSiN.com/subscribe for just $9.99 for your first 30 days. Or save 50% with an annual Pro subscription and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Monday Night Football just got better with Bracco. Every NFL player prop priced at a fair -110, -110, instead of the inflated -120 you see elsewhere, giving you more value on every play. And right now, get Bracco's welcome bonus. Just use code VSiN for a 50% deposit match up to $100 for new users, plus monthly rewards whether you win or lose. Sign up today. Start betting smarter at Play Bracco. That's BRACCO. PlayBracco.com. What you smiling at?
Nah, you just schooled me on an alcoholic beverage that sounds absolutely disgusting.
Well, okay, tell me. Calimocho?
So Calimocho,
yeah,
is Spanish red wine and Coca-Cola.
That's what it is. Red wine and Coca-Cola.
Half and half mixed together.
So in the late 80s, or actually not late 80s, but in the 80s in Spain, that's what all the teenagers, that's what all the cool kids were drinking.
Oh, man.
And they would get borracho off Calimocho.
That sounds like a brutal combo. I didn't realize that was a popular drink, and you are absolutely right. A very popular drink.
I don't know if it is today, but I guess you're saying Google says it is.
A very popular Spanish party cocktail.
Can we shout out the Godfather, VSiN founder, Brent Musberger? Yesterday, the CBS preview show, the CBS morning show before football, what do we call it? The CBS, I don't know what they call it.
I don't know.
It used to be, of course, the NFL Today when Brent was the host. And it's the 50-year anniversary. 50 years.
Still the NFL Today.
It's still called the NFL Today? Mid-September of 1975. And I was a wee lad. And the NFL Today debuted with Brent, with Phyllis George, with Irv Cross, of course. And it was groundbreaking. And Brent, of course, is a VSiN founder. And yesterday, all of the current hosts, James Brown, Nate Burleson, Matt Ryan, Bill Cowher, they all went into, and the set itself, even the open of the NFL Today yesterday, used the old music and the old graphics.
Oh, that's cool.
And they put on, and where it got a little ridiculous is they started putting on like 70s garb, so they kind of looked like they were right out of an Anchorman. Yeah. But they had Brent on set as well. Brent did the You Are Looking Live at the beginning of the NFL Today yesterday. His voice hasn't lost, forget a step, hasn't lost a quarter step.
Not at
it's
all.
just the pipes are still perfect.
Yeah.
We love our Brent, and so I just wanted to shout out VSiN founder. And really, none of us would be around here, right, were it not for Brent getting behind the VSiN idea. And so just a shout out to him.
That's very cool. I missed that yesterday.
Well-deserved tribute yesterday. I'm glad that CBS had the presence of mind to do that. Obviously, Brent now in the Hall of Fame as well, where he should be. There are so many of us of a certain age that we were reared on the NFL Today and couldn't wait. I could not wait from when I woke up Sunday morning, man. I couldn't wait for that show to come on. Just absolutely
50-year anniversary. That's incredible.
Yeah, so good for CBS. They really did the full workup on it yesterday with the graphics and everything. Even had the old Jimmy the Greek intangibles board.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they even did a bit with that as well. So there you go. All right, back to guess. Oh, no, so let me read some tweets before we get one more guessing line, shall I? Kenny Dillingham sexual. Love when he does that. Scatabo with a big offensive rookie of the year move after last night was 100-1 before yesterday, as low as 10-1 now in the market. Can this meatball take this award with Tracy out? Yeah, Tracy got hurt yesterday. Tyrone Tracy in the arm. I don't know. It's going to be tough because that team's going to be bad. Can he win Offensive Rookie of the Year? Well, Offensive Rookie of the Year, you never know, right? Because as long as Cam Ward, the company, not doing anything, maybe.
Here's what I'll say about that. He's the second best rookie running back I've seen so far in the NFL, Gil.
Besides?
Quinshon Judkins?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know. Don't even ask me where Ashton Genty is, because he's behind those two at least.
Jesse Welch, the fact that I'm sitting here with losers on both the Patriots and the over is baffling to me. Why do we subject ourselves to this crap? Judd O'Connor, I blasted Chiefs and all my survivors. They are by far the worst team to watch in the NFL, and I don't think it's close. It's a great day when you don't have to suffer rooting for that team. Jack Hannon, football gods, Ravens week 1, Dallas teaser week 2, was ready to forgive and call it even. Week 3 entered Jordan Davis for perhaps the worst bad beat ever. Yeah, we'll get to that. And Brian Schaefer, 31. Jalen Hurts, last 20 games, 19-1, and the loss he got versus the Commanders, they were leading that game. Time to put him up there with the top quarterbacks, Brian Schaefer says. We play to win the game, he says.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, let's get to another one on Sunday.
All right, early window stateside, Commanders at the Falcons.
How about them Commodores? Marcus Mariota solidifying himself again as a conservatively top 5 backup quarterback in this league.
Yeah.
3 times now he has played instead of Jaden Daniels, and 3 times he has looked awesome. Yesterday, Debo returned the opening kickoff against the Raiders, 69 yards, set up at the Las Vegas 27. Rodriguez 4 runs, Mariota in from 2, 7-0 Washington. 7-3 a little later. Washington 2nd-1 at the Las Vegas 49. Mariota for 23 on a designed run, but then he's hit from behind by Thomas Booker. Coughs it up, recovered by Q Blue Kelly. Washington would get it back, and Matt Gay would push a 37-yard field goal wide right. So at this point, 7-3 Washington, and it looks like maybe the Raiders can play a little football, but Geno's almost picked on a tip drill on 3rd down on the next drive. Matt Gay would hit a 46-yard field goal to make it 10-3. Las Vegas would go 80 yards. Geno to Trey Tucker for 18 to start. What a fantasy day for Trey Tucker. To Tucker for 17 later. To Tucker from 10 out to end it. 10-10. 4:20 left in the second quarter. And from that point forward, it was kind of all skins. Second play next drive. Jeremy McNichols breaks through after looking like he was bottled up. 60 yards to the house. 17-10 Washington. 3:31 left. And then the next time they'd get the ball from their own 35 with 27 seconds left in the second quarter, aided by a face mask penalty, and Dan Quinn trucked by Mariota on the sideline, bloodied. Matt Gay, 56-yard field goal, 20-10 skins at the half. Second time 3 and out for Vegas, 3 and out for Washington, and then 3 and out for Vegas. They punted away, and Jalen Lane, one of Adam Peters' great draft picks, who was drafted out of Vatech really because he was the best punt returner in the land. Per Peters, Jalen Lane returns an A.J. Cole punt, 90 yards to the house, 27-10 Washington. Next time they get the ball, second play, Mariota to McLaurin, the incomparable Terry McLaurin showing up for 56. 3 plays later, Krosky Meriden from 134-10 Washington. Man, that got out of hand quick. And then it was just garbage time from there, featuring Trey Tucker. He'd score from 10 out again and make it 34-16. They'd miss the 2-point conversion. Another time, Geno to Trey Tucker for 61. That time, the 2-point conversion worked. So 34-24, and then Washington would get a garbage touchdown on top of that when Luke McCaffrey had no Raider within 20 yards of him for 43. 41-24, Washington. Mariota, 15 of 21 for 207. 1 touchdown, no picks, 6 carries, 40 yards, and a touchdown. He did lose a fumble. And then there is, of all the outcomes yesterday, I don't know what was the most surprising. Maybe it was Green Bay, Cleveland. But Atlanta, Carolina deserves a nod. Carolina 30, Atlanta nothing. The Falcons yesterday, Parker Romo, who took the job from Younghoe Koo, they finally cut Koo. He misses a 49-yard field goal try badly to start. That was a portent of things to come. Carolina then goes 9 plays, 61 yards. Bryce to Teteroa McMillan for 23, the big chunk on 4th and 3 at the Atlanta 39. 3 plays later, Bryce in from 4, 7-0 Carolina. Midway, a little past the midway point of the first quarter. Atlanta 3 and out, but on a Bradley Pinion punt. Trevor Etienne muffs it, recovered by DeMarco Helms. Atlanta set up at the Carolina 33. Romo had to settle for the Romo 55-yard field goal try, remember? They just signed him and played great last week, so they cut Younghoe Koo. No good again. 10-0 Carolina, third quarter. Atlanta, second place, 2nd and 8 at their own 16. Penix picked by Chow Smith-Wade, 13 yards to the house, 17-0. Atlanta, 4th and 4 at their own 45. Penix incomplete, intended for Ray McLeod. It would go to 20-0, and then finally Atlanta, 4th and 8 at the Carolina 31. Penix picked by Mike Jackson, returns at 54 yards. Carolina set up 4th and goal at the 1 eventually. Dowdle in from 1, 27-0, 30-0. And then Atlanta just waved the white flag. Kirk Cousins got in this game. Between this game, and remember, in Atlanta's big victory last week, they still couldn't get in the end zone, right? They still had an end zone problem in a game they dominated.
Mm-hmm. That's Minnesota.
Washington Atlanta here is a pretty good barometer game for both teams. Will we get Jaden Daniels back for Washington? That's question number 1. And then question number 2, is Atlanta going to stick with Penix here? Are they going to stick with Penix? And the word is that they will. Then what's the spread here? Because here's the thing. If this is a game that before the season, maybe Atlanta's favorite here, Washington has to be favored now. I'll say not quite by 3. I said Washington minus 1.5. Split the difference.
This is Washington 2.5, 3 out there right now.
Okay.
Man, I'm surprised you brought up a Penix benching.
Well, because if you're Atlanta,
I mean, that was a very, very, very rough game out of him yesterday.
Well, and I thought the week before was kind of too. And they probably should have won week 1, and they couldn't get it done against Tampa Bay. So I'm just saying, if you're Atlanta, like you don't want this season to get away from you. You have a lot of talent on offense. Your defense actually is pretty good, although it didn't seem that. I mean, listen, they outgained Carolina 332 to 224. It's not like Carolina got a lot of yards on offense, right? Your defense is really good. Every one of these games was strange, right? Either special teams that we've talked about, defense, turnovers induced. Here you're getting outgained and you're still winning by 30 points. I don't know. Do you go to Cousins? You're paying him a lot of money. By the way, 1,179 survivors once again out on Atlanta.
I think you just got to stick with Penix at this point. But, man, I hear you.
If Washington wins that puts a lot of that preseason, they're not going to be good this year, to bed. But Atlanta's got to get off the schneid. Coming back.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Join the guru, John Hansen, at the intersection of prop betting and fantasy sports on Prop Points, only on VSiN.
And shout out to Elijah Moore as well. Oftentimes he's Elijah less. Keep in mind, Sean Payton is evil for fantasy football.
John and his guests will help you find the connection between the two and give you his expert advice on how to capitalize when a number is too good to pass up. Prop Points, weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the sports betting network.
VSiN, the sports betting network.
The season may have started, but you can still jump into the VSiN Average Joe contest sponsored by Edge Boost. Each week you make 7 picks, NFL or college, and the best score of the week wins $500. If you have an Edge Boost account already, though, then it's $1,000 every week. And if that's not enough, there are quarterly prizes too, airfare to Las Vegas and a free 2-night stay at Circa Resort, and your chance to be on a VSiN show. How about that? Free to play, and you can enter anytime at VSiN.com/Joe. You know, people like, they say that John Tesh round ball rock for the NBA from the 90s gets them all fired up, and they're going to reuse that this year. Nothing like the NFL Today theme, though.
That's a good one. I like John Tesh, but I hear
the old Brent Musberger NFL Today theme.
You haven't caught that commercial? They've literally done a commercial around that song coming back, just to promote the NBA coming back to NBC. And Tracy Morgan at the end is just like, John Tesh still got it.
Greg Nersessian on Twitter. I'm genuinely shocked that none of the VSiN shows, yours included, never publicized the legend Brent Musberger's appearance on the NFL Today. I caught it halfway on, and it was a wonderful journey through memory lane. Well, Greg, I just went through it. Talked about it last segment. It was fantastic. So you have to remove me from that list. Minky Monkey Man. Ha! Gil using Barn Burner. Legendary granddad saying. Aging more and more each show. Love it. Any idea the origin of Barn Burner? It's my Keith Jackson tribute. You know who Keith Jackson is, Kelly?
Mm-hmm. I don't know where Barn Burner came from.
He used to say, Nebraska and Oklahoma, it's going to be a barn burner. He used to say stuff like that. Johnny Vegas. This is for you, Kelly. Johnny Vegas has a screenshot of his Daniel Jones Comeback Player of the Year ticket. Danny Dimes, 19-1 last week, Comeback Player of the Year. Now plus 450 at some places. Thoughts? We go to our special Comeback Player of the Year correspondent, Kelly Bidlin, for his reaction.
Value on the board elsewhere. That's what I got. Gil. Value on the board elsewhere.
Oh, man.
That team could be 11-0, and I'm still going to say the same thing.
Real Knicks, 1975 was when I first remember the NFL hearing Brent say, "You are looking live." Yesterday sent chills throughout my body. Boy, I miss my cousin Jimmy the Greek. And new rule, you and Kelly must start drinking Cali Mocho during Estamos Seguros.
Oh, boy. Gil. I mean, Gil doesn't drink. I'm a drinker, but like that... That'd be like me. That'd be like the throwback to the eggnog days. That would be tough to get through.
I used to try to drink that Cali Mocho. It was disgusting.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I'm a little surprised. I'm seeing DraftKings has decided to not post Comeback Player of the Year.
And finally, Mr. Rothstein. A lot of wonderful nostalgia seeing the Godfather Brent Musberger and the retro NFL Today yesterday. It sure was, man. It was. I'll say it again. It was so great. They did a perfect touch to it. The graphics and the set. The graphics were the best part of it. Just going old school 70s.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And back then, we just thought it was the most cool thing in the world. Stadium to stadium looking live. Man, it was awesome. All right, next.
Early window Sunday, Saints at Bills.
Oh, okay. So we don't have to get much into this. It's the 0-3 Saints at the 3-0 Bills. We already talked about the Saints getting crushed by Seattle. Spencer Rattler, 28 of 39 for 218. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He was sacked twice. By the way, Tyler Shuck got in, and I think he threw 2 incomplete passes at the end, if I'm not mistaken. And then Buffalo, off the extra rest, having beaten Miami on Thursday. Josh Allen was 22 of 28 in that game for 213, 3 touchdowns, no picks. And James Cook, 19 for 108 on the ground and a touch. Well, this is going to be a popular Survivor play if you have not used Buffalo already. And this will be, I would imagine, the biggest spread on the board based on what is there another NFL matchup that could be wider than this? Maybe.
Hell yeah.
A Buffalo minus 14 and a hook.
Yeah, you're light. 16.5.
Wow.
17 at stations.
Wow. Yeah.
27.5 in Kelly's mind.
When is your book opening so we can bet there? All right.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's got to be over 2 touchdowns. That's all I know. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Survivor consideration. I cannot imagine getting involved in that game anywhere else.
Say that again.
I said it will be a Survivor consideration for me. I cannot imagine getting involved in that game, side or total.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
All right, moving on. Browns at Lions.
Browns at Lions, 2 teams that have never made a Super Bowl. Cleveland now 1-2. Detroit 1-1 because remember Detroit plays at the Ravens tonight.
I'm just gonna go in the green room and scream for the next 5 minutes.
When I did my Survivor segment last week. Now the guessing lines didn't work out as well this past week, but Survivor segment did as well. And one of the teams that I said, hey, this is a team that's of the big spreads that I will not consider playing is the Packers. And what do you know? Cleveland pulling off the upset. Cleveland yesterday, they're down 3-0. The first portion of this game where you were like, oh, is Green Bay going to get this done, was this little sort of innocuous part at the end of the first half. It was 3-0 Green Bay. I don't know if you saw this, Kelly. Cleveland 4th and 8 at the Green Bay 43 with 12 seconds to go in the half. They're down 3-0. Flacco heaves it downfield, and Xavier McKinney stupidly picks it off at the Green Bay 9.
Yes, bat it down.
Bat it down. It cost Green Bay 34 yards. And they have to just go to the locker room up 3-0 as opposed to having a shot at maybe getting in field goal range.
There wasn't much time left, but there was enough time left to possibly make one completion and get in field goal range. Yeah, don't worry, I caught every play of this game.
So sorry.
I can provide rage on everything.
So 3-0. We're in the second half. Green Bay, then, second time they get the ball, they matriculate, 71-yard drive. 3rd and goal to Cleveland 3. Love to John Fitzpatrick. Oh, good forget John Fitzpatrick. 10-0 Green Bay. 3:23 left in the third quarter. And you, Green Bay backer and Green Bay teaser player.
Finally starting to get it together, Gil. It was a tough first half. It was clearly some domination in the trenches. Green Bay had some offensive linemen in and out, maybe some conservative play calling. I'll go with that at least. I thought it was conservative play calling. But the Browns can't do anything on offense, so it's 10-0. And I'm looking good.
You know, it's never a good inflection of one's voice before disaster is da-da-da-da-da, sabba-doo-ba-dee, shoo-ba-dee-ba-doo, and then it just goes really bad. Cleveland from their own 20 now. This is several drives later because it was just a punt fest. This is
and the clock's being bled, right? Like this is like the game's running by.
We're in the fourth quarter. It's 10-0. Cleveland from their own 20, they matriculate. They get it to 1st and goal at the 1. Incomplete, chop block, 4-yard loss, 3-yard gain. They're forced to settle for an Andre Schmidt 35-yard field goal. 10-3 Green Bay with 3:42 left. They had it 1st and goal at the 1. You got to be feeling great about yourself after that.
Killer penalty. Yeah.
And then here we go. Green Bay, third play, 3rd and 3 at their own 25. Remember, there's just over 3 minutes left in this game. They throw. Jordan Love, picked by Grant Delpit, returns it 25 yards to the Green Bay 4.
What are you doing?
In the world is about to happen? Then a PI in the end zone. Quinshon Judkins, your guy, in from 1, 10-10, 3:01 left. We are tied just like that. Love these sports expressions. Just like that. 10-10, 3:01 left. But Green Bay still got the ball. Not only do they have the ball, they get a 35-yard kickoff return and a PI to start the drive. They're already at the Cleveland 40 with 2:47 left. Then 18 more from Love to Tucker Kraft. The Pack is in business. They're at the Cleveland 22 with 2 minutes left in the game and 20. It's over, right? All they have to do is kick a field goal.
Milking the clock, setting it up.
27 seconds left. 10-10. Brandon McManus, 43-yard field goal try. Blocked. What a sequence in the NFL. This block, what was going on in the Rams-Eagles game, what was going on in the Jets-Tampa game, all in this little condensed portion. It was just absolute plinko mayhem. Blocked by Shelby Harris. Greg Newsome returns it to the Green Bay 48 with 21 seconds left. Kelly Bidlin losing his mind. I wish we had the Kelly cam at that point.
Dude, I'd already lost it.
Flacco,
something like this just felt, fitting for the moment.
Flacco to Jamari Thrash for 3, to Njoku for 8, 2 plays later. Spike with 3 seconds left. Schmidt from 55. Good. And we have the biggest upset of the Survivor year. Cleveland 13, Green Bay 10. 1,817 Survivor entries. Toast. Flacco only threw for 142 yards passing. And this is at Detroit. Detroit again plays tonight. Do you have a plan? What is your play tonight? Detroit at Baltimore?
I laid the points with the Ravens. Bad number.
4.5?
Deserve to lose that. 5.5.
5.5. You took a bad number and you're it's like a hateful on yourself spite bet, taking the worst of it. Is that what you're doing now?
No. I bet it on the opener. I bet it on the open. There were 6.5s out there. I thought I was being all smart. And now it's come the other way.
Since Green Bay was an 8-ish, 7.5-ish point favorite in the end at Cleveland, Detroit, sight unseen tonight at home against Cleveland, would have to be at least that right. I said Detroit minus 8.5.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. You're all over it. 8.5 out there for that game. I'm trying to find it. There was also the possession where Green Bay was backed up. Wyatt could probably help me out here. They were backed up, and they completed that first down to Golden They're backed up against their own end zone and got that first down to Golden. And Golden kind of casually goes out of bounds. I don't know if you remember the play I'm talking about. I'm trying to find the play-by-play. But I was like, I didn't see anybody else bring this up. And I'm like, man, it looked like he was I don't want to crush a guy for concentrating on getting the catch and 2 feet in before he went out. It sure looked like, though, he could have turned it upfield, Gil, and been gone for about 80 yards. That was a tough game.
That was Green Bay on extra rest, too.
I know.
Yeah. Looking for value. I'm not sure we found any yet. We continue with the Sunday games.